ICW can be visualized as a series of expanding circles of people who support an individual with a developmental disability living in the community. The first circle, and the most important, are the residents of the ICW community. Beyond that are core members who are participating in activities but do not live in a residence. Family, friends, and the greater community all work together to build a support system around an individual that enables them to live as independently as possible with a good quality of life.
Intentional Communities of Washtenaw is a program of Catholic Social Services of Washtenaw. We provide a lot of the infrastructure support, so we provide accounting support, human resources, and development support.
The Intentional Communities Advisory Committee is made up of about a dozen folks, some of whom are parents and some of whom are friends of our organization who have an interest in helping guide the way in which the organization unfolds and develops. We like to find families that think they have young people who are compatible, who begin to have social relationships, and they go bowling together and over time get to know each other. The way new communities are formed is when there is a solid core of 2 or 3 or 4 families that feel like, yep, our young folks would do well living in a community together. And so at that point, depending on where those folks want to locate, we can help them to design and create their own community.
Potlucks are a real pleasure, and it's an afternoon opportunity to visit. We talk about everything. We talk about work, we talk about our families, we talk about whatever, and it's really a way of building that community. It's a very comfortable and pleasant thing.
By having games and having activities at those potlucks in a casual atmosphere makes them feel comfortable, it lets them get to know people and to enjoy themselves. I think that's important.
Yeah, that familiarity from the potlucks to, if there's a resident who's thinking about being a part of ICW, they might come along for an activity and then spoken with a couple of the residents before, and they've gone to the movies with this resident. And so we try to wrap people up in the community as much as possible, and potlucks are a really good way that we try to do that.
It's a very low-risk way to get associated with the organization. We have people who come and speak about topics like developing a special needs trust or getting access to government benefits. We have experts, lawyers, and other folks. We also bring in folks who are running programs similar to ours that are located in other parts of the state and sometimes even the country. And we always have something to learn because each of those organizations is a little bit different, and we end up with new insights, and particularly for families who are thinking that maybe down the road that they would like their loved one to become part of intentional communities. The information that they gain at these meetings is not just from the speakers, but from the kind of social hour that we have afterwards, so they can talk to other parents and get the benefit of the experience of folks who have kind of been down the path a little bit ahead of them.
So we started to get a feel for the organization and the people involved in the organization, and we're very, very favorably impressed. And of course, the most important thing is it's a community. It's a community of people who are interested in looking out for our loved ones.
When we have a new resident, we have an intake specialist who walks family and the resident through that process. At a certain point, I come in and help to decide what the best fit is as far as community for that resident, to exchange contact information and give them resources. What we're starting to do is orient the community living support staff to ICW to make sure they know what is expected of residents and staff to participate, to encourage residents to participate, to make sure that they know what is happening in ICW, where to go, who to talk to. I try to make staff feel comfortable when they're starting out by just being friendly and warm, inviting them in and engaging them in whatever activity is planned. I want them to feel like they are a part of the community, because they are.
One way I really enjoy doing that is obviously modeling that behavior. I ask a ton of questions, which is probably obnoxious, but when there's new staff, I just want to know everything about them. And it allows other people to know about them, but then I really encourage residents to tell new staff about who they are. There's that accountability that's like, I'm not just coming to work, I'm going to dinner. I'm a part of this community.
Right.
And these are people that have lives, and I'm gonna connect with them.
Right. Yeah, staff have told me that they always look forward to coming to dinners on Monday nights throughout the week. That's what they look towards, is that Monday night dinner. They have a good time, they get to connect with people, and that's great. I mean, that's what we want.
CSS should feel really lucky because we're all invested. Yeah. We're all connected. I've had staff say, I mean, you guys are different. And that is huge because we want to be different. We don't want to be your average Joe providing minimal care and support to people. We are doing something better. We're doing something different. It is imperative that we have the support and buy-in from the CLS staff who may be working individually with residents. It makes all the difference because if I introduce an activity to my group and nobody's ever done it before, I know I'm going to get some grunts and groans, but if I have 4 CLS staff to back me up and say, we're going to try this and it's going to be fun and we're going to do this, it makes all of the difference. They are there to model that behavior too. So we all need to work together to make it successful for residents.